Hey Trent, welcome back to another episode of Trey Sucks at Video Games. So today we are back in Dark Souls 1. Now, if you remember from last time, we explored the Undead Burg, and now we're about to go fight a boss that either takes me one try or 1 billion tries. Let's see what happens on this playthrough. But let's check in with this guy, see if he has anything new to say.
Been to the ruins of New Londo below? Just head down the stairs and take the lift. It's certainly worth a visit. It was once a holy city. You may find a clue or two, unless the ghosts find you first.
Oh, New Londo. We will talk about New Londo when it comes up. But until then, what else do you have to say?
How did that nutty sorcerer make it back? Unexpected, but I suppose stranger things have happened.
Yep. Anything else?
Oh, have you seen that terribly morose lass, the firekeeper? She's stuck keeping that bonfire lit. Sad, really. She's mute and bound to this forsaken place. They probably cut her tongue out back in her village, so that she'd never say any god's name in vain. How do these martyrs keep chugging along? I'd peter out in an instant.
Yeah, that's really reinforcing how sad the firekeeper down here's life is. Oh, our buddy Lautrec. I wonder where he's at. But yeah, this is a sad life to be living. I really want to reinforce that. But anyway, let's see if he has anything else to say, and then we'll go and fight our next boss.
What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Alright, well, I guess that's all he had to say. But we are going to fight a boss, and I want to say that on my first playthrough of this boss, oh man, legit I was stuck on him for weeks. This boss is, I mean, you'll see. The challenge of the fight is very, it's sort of something that you either win in an instant or you lose in an instant. And you'll understand quickly. I'll talk about it more after the fights. And we've already actually had a hint of this guy. So if you're a close viewer, you'll know exactly who we're fighting. Or if you've played this game before, of course. Firebomb, very useful. Let's go back into this dirty little sewer. I have to say, it is really weird playing Dark Souls sometimes, because your first time playing it, you just think it's an amazing game. And then after a while, when you become used to it, it sort of like becomes a comfort game in a weird way, which is strange because it's so horrifying and sad, you know. It's the type of game that like is designed to make you uncomfortable. So the fact that it becomes a comfort game is interesting in and of itself. Let's wipe this guy out. 657. Oh, let's just take a moment to appreciate our sword. Also, let's just look at it a little bit closer. Look, it's got a cool design on the handle, you know. The hand guards are freaking massive, and it's blood splattered. That's a detail that I think can get overlooked, but yeah, blood splattered. We are coming back this way, or we are entering the Undead Burg from the rear. Can I use my shield? Did we take it off because it was too heavy? I can't remember. Let's see. Yeah, I can tell just by us walking like that. Is there anything I can get rid of? Just the shield. Alright, well, let's go. Yoink. Whoa, he got me. There we go. Let's go ahead and pop an Estus. And that building up right there, that little purple bar that's descending, that is bleed. So if that had filled up, I would have taken even extra damage. And that would stink. I'm pretty sure Elden Ring is very big on bleed, but I actually haven't beat Elden Ring. Alright, come on, puppy. 1. And I know there's another one. Oh, he hit me. 2. See what this message says. Be wary of sorrow. Alright. Jeez Louise, let's do it. Oh! Run, 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 run. Ah. So you see what I mean about either winning or losing in just a second? So this is the Capra Demon. And the Capra Demon himself is not a very hard fight. However, From Software decided to put him in a very tiny arena and also put 2 other very quick enemies in that arena. And this is a very controversial fight, I'd say. It's very, for lack of a better word, BS. You know, it's already difficult to fight this enemy that you've never seen before. And then on top of that, you're in this cramped space. And then on top of that, there's 2 really annoying enemies with you. You know, it kind of feels like they just kind of threw a bunch of enemies together and said, have at it, you know. If you put yourself in a position, you know, you can win the fight rather quickly. But if you are unable to get there, then, I mean, you just saw what happened. So we'll let that speak for itself. But there's nothing to it but to go back to it and try again. We're definitely going to try again. Because I can beat this guy. This guy's really easy. I just have to... I almost won right there. If I had been able to get that second dog, I would have won the fight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that's sort of what it is. If you're able to get the dogs, then you win. If you're not able to get the dogs, then you lose. But let's try it again. We're coming back here. Let's take care of this guy. And his buddy. There we go. I think what made this fight extra difficult on my first time through it was the fact that I didn't know how to level up weapons at this point. Pretty sure there's another one. So imagine this fight. And we have this really epic weapon. Look at us. We got the Black Knight sword. It's all blood splattered. And we still lost that. I'm pretty sure we got it up to +2 as well, didn't we? Yes, we did. So this is a really good weapon. Even for later in the game, it's a good weapon. Imagine fighting this fight, but with a basic broadsword or a basic straight sword. You know, not a very good time. But let's go, let's go. Oh, we're in a good position already. Oh, maybe not. Oh. There's one. Uh-oh. Ah. It looks like it's going to be one of those playthroughs where it takes me a million tries. But no worries. We've got all the time in the world. A winged spear. Weapon type spear, attack type thrust. A long-hilted spear with a barbed point. Long reach and can be used with shield up. Effective against... Oh, well. That would have been interesting to read. But we're doing good. Don't worry about it. That's the thing about Dark Souls, you know. You die sometimes. That's just the name of the game. Even really experienced players die sometimes. I'm sure there's somebody out there that can beat this game without dying, but it ain't me. Yoink. That guy likes to jump over us for some reason. He's an athlete, that's what it is. Alright. Back to the Undead Burg. There's actually a cheesy way to beat the Capra Demon. I'm sure you'd be interested in seeing that. Are we being followed? I thought I heard footsteps other than my own. But there is a cheesy way to beat the Capra Demon. And what that essentially is you stand in this really specific spot and huck black firebombs and firebombs over the wall. Because the boss loads up before you ever walk into the arena. So because of that, you're able to do damage to him from outside of the arena. If you just aim black firebombs at a very specific angle, you can hurt him. However, I don't really want to cheese him. I want to do it the way that it's designed to be done. Come on, doggies. Okay. I'm not a big fan of dogs in this game. I'm not a very big fan of dogs just like straight up in this game. So imagine them being in the same room as a boss. And it's the kind of interaction where if there was one dog in here, it would already be kind of like ugh, but there's two. So it's even more silly. Oh, there we go. That's good. There we go. And there we go. Dogs are dead. So that's what we want. We want the dogs to be dead, so now it's just one-on-one. We've got a good weapon. We're in... Oh, I was about to say we're not going to lose this fight, but... And that's good. That's GG's. Rest in peace, Capra Demon. Rest in peace. So you see, once you beat the dogs, not a very hard fight at all. But getting in a position where the dogs are dead is kind of what needs to happen. And, you know, that definitely sucks. You know, that is not my favorite fight in this series, especially because I actually think the Capra Demon by himself is pretty interesting. He's very quick. He's very strong. He can hit you hard. He can stagger you. And that's just interesting in and of itself. So it's kind of like, why are these two dogs in here? Why add two dogs to a boss fight other than for the sake of like, hey, we want this to be as difficult as possible. Not necessarily as interesting as possible, but difficult as possible. But anyway, we just got a key. The key to depths opens door leading to from lower undead berg to depths. Key to depths. Key opening the door from the lower undead berg to the depths. Those banished from the undead berg eke out their existence in the depths. A damp layer with no trace of sunlight. Nearly half of the depths form a perilous, flooded labyrinth. Wow. That is very interesting. That is very interesting to think about. So already this is sort of the lower undead berg is like a very scandalous, thief-ridden area. I mean, people that can't exist here, what kind of people are those? You know, it really makes you think. Be wary of miscreants. Yeah, I'm sure we should. But the depths are actually right over here. We're going to do this real quick. Imminent Labyrinth. Alright, well, we beat the Capra Demon a little bit quicker than I thought we were, so let's go ahead and jump in here. Use key to depths. Anything over here? Now, From Software really likes doing things like this. You see those one or two hollows? You could probably hear footsteps. There's a hollow right over here. What they want was for you to completely focus on those two over there, and you would rush at them, and one would come up from behind you and hit you. And little things like that really train you as a player to watch where you're going. Large soul of a nameless soldier. I'm pretty sure we actually get pretty interesting lore from this. Let's see. Large soul of a nameless soldier. Large soul of a nameless undead soldier who has long ago gone hollow. Used to acquire many souls. Souls are the source of all life, and whether undead or even hollow, one continues to seek them. So I guess this was an undead soldier. And it's funny because this game sort of has its themes baked into its gameplay, right? So remember I said that a huge theme of Dark Souls is willpower. How far are you willing to go? You know, how often can you just lose, and then continue to go? So in the beginning, we got souls such as, let's see, just a soul of a lost undead, random lost undead. Here's a large soul, and now it's a soldier, right? So now we're going upwards and willpower. So a soldier is sort of assumed to have a lot of willpower, to be a very tough guy, and yet this is where he gave up. This is where he sat down and went hollow. So he had more willpower than the enemies that we have faced so far, but not enough willpower to get on from here. At least that's the way I interpret it. These games are really, it's sort of up to you to decide what you believe or don't believe. There's an enemy right here. In fact, there's a whole bunch of enemies, and you see they have torches. The torch hollows are very dangerous. They have a very specific attack. Hopefully this one does it. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Oh no, I missed. That's not the dangerous attack. That's a dangerous attack, but that's not the one I was talking about. Let's go ahead and pop this. Come on, come on. Oh, you guys are being lame. Come on, man. Do what I want you to do. No, that's not it. They just keep doing jump attacks. I'm sure we'll see it at one point in this playthrough. We can actually jump straight down there, but I don't want to do that yet. Yoink. Look at all these tables. I wonder who they're for. This seems like a meeting place of some kind. Oh, look at that. We can see an enemy up there. And I'll talk about this enemy later. But that's a very interesting position. Actually, I'm going to talk about that enemy very soon. Because there are two of them. And one of them is down here. But we have to deal with this little dog first. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Yoink. And there's another dog over here. We definitely want to deal with that. Ah. Come on, quick, quick. There we go. Alright. So look at this big old guy. I'll tell you some interesting things about him in a second. But he's sort of an undead chef, I guess. He knocked his table over, but what he was doing over here, he was chopping up meat. You can see this right here. This is meat. And why would he be chopping that up? Look, there's a soup right here. Maybe some Estes soup? I don't know. But let's see what else we got. There's a doorway right here. But I'll talk about that later. And right here is a chest. And this is a very important chest, actually. Pillage treasure chest. Large Ember. This is a fantastic item. Ember for blacksmith weapon ascension. Ember required for weapon ascension. A large, high-quality ember handled by the blacksmiths of Astora. That's very interesting because we know Andre of Astora. Ascension for +5 standard weapon. Allows reinforcement to +10. Also can ascend +5 standard weapon to raw weapon. Raw weapon can be a reinforcer +5. So essentially what that means, let's see. I'm pretty sure we have a claymore that's +5. Yes. We have this claymore that is +5. And +5 is as high as we can get it. But now, if we have the materials, we can take this ember to Andre, and he will get our weapons up to +10. Which is very useful. That means our weapons are getting even better as this game goes on. So that's very valuable. I appreciate that. And also, From Software, the more you get familiar with the way they design games, the more that they become rather less subtle. They become less subtle about how strong they think you should be. So, for instance, we defeated all the levels up there. You know, we fought the Bell Gargoyles and we fought the Capra Demon. Who else did we fight? We fought the Taurus Demon. And they were like, okay, good job. And then you get here and you get this blacksmith, this ember. That's sort of their way of saying to you, like, hey, you did good so far, but now you need an even stronger weapon. You're going to need a stronger weapon going forward. So that is a reward for what we've done so far, but it's also a little bit of a warning for what's to come. And we will see that over here. Dogs for days. Dogs for days. There we go. Come on, come on. All right, very good. Ooh, we got a humanity from him. All right, let's go over here.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
Now this guy is stuck in a barrel.
Oh, there you are. You must help me. Or else she'll have me for lunch. You're my only. Oh, please.
She'll have me for lunch. What are you talking about?
Oh, there you are. You must help me. Or else she'll have me for lunch. You're my only. Oh, please.
All right. If we roll into him, now he's out of the barrel. And look, his hand is a flame. I wonder what that means.
Thank you. I would have been a sucker without you. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Gracious. What a grace.
So this is Laurentius. And this is without question my favorite NPC in the game. We will talk about him more as the game goes on, but he is certainly one of my favorites.
Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
Does he have anything else to say?
Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
All right, well, let's go ahead and pay him some respect. He got himself in a situation. He needed a friend, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of friendship. And I'm going to show you something else pretty cool. So remember, we can see that enemy from before. Well, there she is. And yes, that is without a question a she. And whenever we walk away, she springs a trap on us. From Software is so fond of springing traps on you. Now, sometimes, one thing they've gotten a lot better at as the games have gone on is the traps sort of make sense, you know? Because, like, what the heck is she doing up there? Like, let's remove video game logic for a second and just think about it, like, actually, like, why is she up there? It kind of makes no sense. She's literally just standing there. And in later games like Dark Souls 2 and 3 and, you know, Elden Ring and so on and so forth, they're pretty good about, like, there's a reason why enemies are in the position they are in. But, this one, it's not their greatest work. I think it's funny. I'm glad she's up there. That makes the game a little bit better to me. But it is a little silly at the end of the day. And she just dropped a sack for us. Bloodstained patchwork sack by the undead man-eating cook lurking in the depths. 2 eye holes have been haphazardly cut out. It is unexpectedly soft and comfortable to wear, but it's probably near meaningless in terms of defense. Yeah, so why do they wear it, I wonder? There we go. Look at us. Oh, it's too heavy. We're mid-rolling. No way. All right, well. There goes my fashion dreams, I guess. But here we are. This is the next area for us to go to. We are in the depths. And remember, From Software is very fond of springing traps on you. And if you look up there, there's an item right here, so they expect you to just rush in and grab it. But there's this weird, gelatinous, pulsating thing on the roof. We're gonna try to spring it. There we go. Oh, I can't hit it for some reason. Oh, there we go, 48. And there we go. See what this item is. Pillaged corpse. Soul of a nameless soldier. So here's another soldier right here. Maybe he was trying to get out. Maybe he was actually killed by that thing on the roof. You know, you never know. And also, something of note as well. Um, when we walk through this water, we walk slow. That is not me trying to walk slow for dramatic effect. That is the game itself slowing me down. Like, this is me pressing the run button. I only do a jog. But that is a problem that can be fixed later. And I'll show you how. There we go. And look, up on the ceiling, there's even more pulsating blobs. I don't even know what you'd call them. There we go. Nice and dead. And notice how little damage we're doing to them. It's taken me 3 hits to kill them, but this is with like a really good weapon. Notice every other enemy that we've fought so far, we've been like 1-shotting or 2-shotting. And these guys take 3 hits. They are tough, and hitting them physically is not really the way to beat them. There is a way to beat them, and I'll show you when the time comes. Alright, come on, buddy. Yoink. There we go. Alright. So this hallway is clear. This door's locked. That's not good. Oh, look, a giant rat. And it noticed us. Also, I just noticed it has an axe in its eye. Can you see that? Oh, it turned away from us. But look at how gross this rat is. There's an axe in its eye. It's got like open wounds and sores. I think it's a really neat detail how they got its like fast breathing. You know how rats and gerbils and stuff like that like breathe really fast. And you can see its stomach like doing that weird thing. I think that's a very nice detail. I think that's a very nice detail. So we are in the sewers. This is not a great place to be. And there are rats for days over here. These little suckers can poison us. Ooh, a great axe. Let's look at that. I think it was our first axe. No, we got the gargoyle tail axe. Alright, great axe. This great axe is a veritable mass of iron. Its weight sends foes flying, but makes it difficult to handle without inhuman strength. Any miss makes one very vulnerable, as each swing requires the full force of the body. And we are not strong enough to use this. You need 32 strength, we've only got 20. But 20 is enough for the weapon that we got in our hand, so we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. See what this message says. Be wary of trap. This is a From Software game. There's traps everywhere. Yoink. Oh, I missed. Oh, don't get poisoned. There we go. Here's another rat. You can see how gross it is. It might be diseased, you know. It might be. Very gross enemy. You can see so far that we've been battling like undead warriors and zombies and stuff like that, you know. And you think that's pretty gross, right? But like in From Software games, like how gross they get, there's always a level below what you think. There's always something even more gross than what you initially thought was the grossest thing ever. And right now we're really getting into it. Oh look, we're looking at the giant rat from the other side. Pillaged corpse. Sewer chamber key. Let's take a gander at that. Key to the sewer chamber in the depths. In any community, a few bad apples are sure to exhibit insatiable greed. If they were turned undead and banished to the depths, would they reconsider their ways? Use this key to see for yourself. There's an item over there, but we're going to pass on that for now. Because I actually know what this key is useful for. We're going to come up here. The sewer chamber key is good here. And look at that. There's a bonfire at the end of it. That is very useful because I don't know if you've created a mental map of the game so far, but we are quite far away from the Firelink Shrine, which was our last bonfire. So let's go ahead and light this. And I think that's where we're going to end it this time. So thanks for watching, Trent. Trey sucks at video games. We'll see you next time.